Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Messner here again, and I'm excited to share another book with you today. It's actually a pretty silly book, but it's about something really important, and that is social expectations. And that just basically means having good manners and treating people the way that you want to be treated. Or in this case, our book is called Unto Otters, a book about manners by Laurie, Keller. It's a funny book, but I think that we can all learn or remind ourselves about some important manners as we read through it. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. Unto Otters, a book about manners. This book is based on the Golden Rule, and some people will say the Golden Rule is do unto others as you would want someone to do unto you. So it looks like these otters are moving. They have got lots of boxes, odds and ends, extra twigs, rocks, this and up. Uh-oh. She could have drawn less heavy boxes. Already we can see this is a really silly book. Doot-dee-doo, doot-dee-donk. Hello, Mr. Rabbit. We are your new neighbors, the otters. Otters, otters. My new neighbors are otters. I don't know anything about otters. What if we don't get along? Pesky otters, lousy rabbits. So he's imagining the worst. He's thinking, I don't know anything about otters. They're different from me. I wonder if we're not going to get along. You can think in your head, has there ever been a time that you've met someone new who might be different from you? And did you wonder if you might not get along with them? Mr. Rabbit, I know an old saying, do unto otters as you would have otters do unto you. What does that mean? It simply means treat otters the same way you'd like otters to treat you. Treat otters the same way I'd like otters to treat me? How would I like otters to treat me? How do you like your friends to treat you? How would I like otters to treat me? Well, I'd like otters to be friendly, a cheerful hello, howdy neighbor, a nice smile, and good eye contact are all part of being friendly. Maybe that's something you could practice next time you see a friend in school. A cheerful hello, a nice smile, and good eye contact. Friendliness is very important to me, especially after my last neighbor, Mr. Grrr. This little bee says that Mrs. Grrr was voted meanest neighbor 6 years in a row. I'd like otters to be polite. They should know when to say please. Yoo-hoo, Mr. Rabbit, would you please return my ball there? Pretty please with carrots on top? Hee-hee, carrots. Would you like me to stop stinging you? Yes, please. I can say please in 5 languages. Now, I'm going to do my best at this. In Spanish, it's por favor. In French, it's s'il vous plaît. In German, bitte. Japanese, kudasai. And in Pig Latin, ease play. This frog is impressed with how I tried. Say the magic word and I'll turn these clams into $1 million. The magic word rhymes with this piece of cheese. The magic word is please. So think about when you ask somebody for something, or if you would like someone to do something, do you always remember to say the magic word? I bet you it would work like a charm. They should also know when to say thank you. Thanks for looking. So here, this otter is writing a thank you note. Dear Mr. Rabbit, thank you very much for returning my ball. You must have returned a lot of balls before because you made it look so easy. Balls sure are bouncy and rolly, but I'll try to keep it under control next time. Sincerely, Otter. Would you like me to sting you now? Then please take my business card and call me when you're ready. No, thank you. This says, I can say thank you in 5 languages. In Spanish, it's gracias. French, merci. In German, dankeschön. Japanese, arigato. And Pig Latin, engthe uye. Pig Latin is just a funny made-up language, but it is funny. Did you say please or cheese? These otters are so silly. And they should know when to say, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, Miss Otter. Excuse me, Mr. B. I need to run and check on something. I can say excuse me in 5 languages. Dispenseme in Spanish. Pardonnez-moi in French. This one is kind of going to be tough. And Entschuldigen Sie German. Sumimasen Japanese. Excuse me, Pig Latin. Excuse me for interrupting your reading, but I heard you say please, not cheese. Now, I notice this with my kids a lot, is sometimes if they want one of their brothers or sisters to move, they just say move or get out of my way. And I always say the best way to ask somebody to move is to say excuse me. But excuse me is also a really good thing. If you want to talk to somebody and they're already doing something or talking, you should say excuse me before you interrupt them. Otters should be honest. So what does it mean to be honest? Honest means telling the truth, and that is sometimes really hard to do, especially if you might be embarrassed about something you did or you're worried you might get in trouble. But honesty is the most important thing, and if you are an honest person, people are going to believe you and trust you and want to be your friend. So otters should be honest. That means they should keep their promises. My word is as good as gold. They should not lie. I never lie. It makes my whiskers itch. And they should not cheat. Cheating makes my whiskers itch too. I wonder if I should see a doctor. So at school, that might mean if you say you're going to do something, you really do it. That if someone asks you something, even if it's tough to tell the truth, you shouldn't lie. You have to be honest. And you can be honest in a kind way. That's really important to remember too. And it also means not cheating. So that means using good integrity and being honest with your work at school or your homework. And if someone says, that you should look at your own paper, not look at other people's papers, not take things that don't belong to you, that's good. Being honest, being a good friend and a good citizen. I like otters to be considerate. So what does it mean to be considerate? That's a really big word. I think it always means thinking about how someone else would feel. And actually, that's another word for empathy. When you think about how someone else might feel, that's empathy. And if we use empathy, we can be considerate and kind to our friends. Being considerate could be being a good listener, asking before borrowing something, not littering, being patient, caring for all creatures, big and small, which might mean all friends, all people, no matter who they are, whatever they look like and where they're from, we should still care for all of us. Opening the door for somebody. Being on time. Respecting the elderly. So that means if there's someone older than you, you should be respectful and kind. Helping a neighbor untangle their ears. Or maybe helping your neighbor shovel their sidewalk or take their trash in for them or just wave and say hello. It's always good to have a considerate neighbor. It wouldn't hurt otters to be kind. So see, this otter's trying to be kind by giving lots of fish to the bunny, but sometimes you have to think about, would my friend really like a bunch of old stinky fish? Maybe otters are the only ones that like that. Maybe the bunny would like a bunch of carrots instead. Everyone appreciates a kind act no matter how bad it smells. Oh, and what's that word? Cooperate. Otters should learn to cooperate. Cooperate means to work well together. We know how to cooperate. They're so silly. Cooperating means working together. At school, sometimes we have to work with different people we might not choose to work with that are our friends, But that's a really important skill. As you get older, you're always going to have to work with all sorts of people. And the better you get at it, the more it's going to prepare you for your future. And you can always learn cool things from other people, especially people who might be different from you. I see otters like to play. Whee! I hope they know how to play fair. Oh, come on, you two. Otters' rules for fair play are to be a good sport, play by the rules, take turns, include everyone, even bees. I like it if we could share things like our favorite books, Harry Otter and Goldilocks and the Three Hares. Isn't that funny? Our favorite activities, the Otter Totter and go fish. Okay, he's jumping in and really fishing. Or our favorite treats, carrot pizza and fish sundae. Maybe not the treats. Which one of those would you rather eat? I think I would go with the carrot pizza. I hope otters won't tease me about my doody-doo song, my extra large swim fins, my bad hair days. We should never tease our friends or even people that aren't our friends. I hope otters won't tease anyone about anything because what are they saying? Teasing is mean. It's the worst. It's worse than having a clam snap shut on your nose. That's pretty bad. I think otters should apologize when they do something wrong. I'm sorry I used your ear as a tissue. And I hope they can be forgiving when I do something wrong. I'm sorry I called you a snotter. Oh, you. So there. That's how I'd like the otters to treat me. You see, Mr. Rabbit, I told you it was simple. Right. Just doody-doo unto otters as you would have otters doody-doo unto you. So, I know that's a really silly book about the bunnies, the hares, and the otters, but I think it reminds us of some really good lessons that are important whether you are in kindergarten or all the way up to a grown-up. It's important always to do unto otters as otters would do unto you. So I hope that you'll remember to do all of those things, use all those manners, be a good friend, and I can't wait to see you all soon. Bye.